Hi everyone, welcome along to another unboxing. This time we've got an APC battery backup unit. Now this is a entry point UPS surge protector system. For anyone who knows about UPSs, normally they're much bigger than this. They normally come as a specific battery backup unit that you put inside a cabinet, but for my home setup that would be very overkill and very expensive. Now this one I bought this off of eBay a little while ago. It's a brand new unit and it's come along now, so I thought let's open it up and have a look inside. So first things first, tour of the outside. As you can see, we've got the front here where it specifically points out that it is a 330 watt unit with an up to 52-minute runtime. That's a load of rubbish, so ignore that. Other things to note, now this is 8 power outlet unit, which is brilliant because it means it's got 8 sockets. The only thing with it is, of the 8, only 4 sockets, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Those 4 are UPS'd. And when I say UPS'd, I mean uninterruptible power supply or have a battery backup, however you'd like to refer to it. The other 4, they do come surge protected, which is good because you want everything protected, but again, they have no option to do it. Now, there is actually a lower model than this one, which has got a slightly smaller battery in it, but also doesn't come with the main reason I bought this one, and that is the smart features. Now if you look down here, it has a auto shutdown software. What you do is you have some software you install, you plug it into your PC, and this will then safely shut down your PC if you've left it switched on should the power cut. That way you don't lose any files. Perfect. Other interesting features to note, apparently it's going to save me money on my electricity. Now it does this a couple of ways. It normalises the electricity coming in, and in theory it helps it run at a slightly lower frequency by giving a more consistent approach, but if I'm being honest, I don't expect to see any savings at all. Now, turning it round to the side, you can see, well, not really a lot because I'm a bit close, but you can see some TWAD. Basically, it tells you here it comes with a data warranty, or a data recovery warranty rather, which is handy if you are going to be putting critical information on this. Somehow though, I don't really think I'm going to make use of that. Flipping around to the back, we can see in a little bit more detail the actual sort of specs of it. It comes with a 3-year warranty. I've got a feeling that's expired already, and I'll tell you why in just a second. It also tells you what the theoretical maximum claim on your warranty is. It's got some pictures of the unit, and then it talks about some of the specifications. So it talks about being a battery backup. It talks about the fact that it's surge protection and that it has a master enable button. It does have power on buttons. It also happens to have visual indicators along with phone and network points. Obviously quite good if you think that your phone could get hit by lightning, or your network cables could get hit by lightning, which shouldn't be happening, but you never know. Moving on to the final side, here you go. You can see the energy conscious choice banner there. Again, I'm not anticipating going to need that, so I'm not too worried. Now what you may have noticed, if you are very astute, is this little label at the top. Now can I zoom in on it a little bit? And let's try focusing so you can actually read it. That might make life a little bit easier. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This unit came from Staples, but it didn't. So that makes me think maybe, just maybe, this unit not so genuine. Okay, now looking at the top, what I would like to point out, other than the lovely Staples label, is that it has some bit of information here. Come on camera, focus, you can do it. That's the spirit, come on camera. There we go, well done camera! So, the main thing I want to point out is 52 minutes. 52 minutes you can run this without any power being supplied to it. Perfect. If you're using 40 watts. No, that's not me. I mean, this PC alone's got a 1000 watt power supply in it. I know I'm not pulling that, but I'm pulling over 600. Okay, let's move on. So, what about here? 20 minutes. Ah, okay. So this is how long it's rated for if you're pulling 79 watts. Ah. Yeah, that's not quite right. Right, okay, let's try the next one. Moving on. Ah, 120 watts. Well, I guess in theory, if I was running my PC efficiently, not really doing anything, that's possible. 12 minutes. 12 minutes, that's all I get. So, 12 minutes, I mean, how long is that, like, going to be useful to me? It's not, is the frankness of it. I don't personally think I can do much of anything in 12 minutes. That is literally enough time to save and shut down. But that's what I want it for. I'm not buying one of these with the intent of running my entire rig through it and having it so that whenever there's a power out I can still do work. This is quite literally going to be to keep my PCs alive long enough to shut them down. And 12 minutes is more than enough time. But anyway, let's take a look inside and see what we've got. Cut neatly through my Staples security tag. Again, I didn't buy it from Staples, but hey, at least I know it's secure. One thing to note, I found on the top there's a lovely little sticker that says 2030 11/16. I'm hoping that's the date they got their hands on it and not the date that the warranty expires, but we'll see. Okay. So, inside we have some cardboard. And then, we have quite a heavy bit of kit. We have more cardboard. That's just rubbish. So let's put the rubbish down. Okay, let's take a look and see what we got here in a bit more detail. So, we have some paperwork, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Bored me already. Now then, we have the unit. Let's take these two bits of twaddy cardboard away, because cardboard is twaddy. Now then, it comes wrapped in a bit of plastic, which is fine. And it's free. Okay, so let's have a little bit closer look at this unit. And up the top, or on the front, however you want to word it, that is the front of the actual unit itself. Now, we've got a little warning here that says connect battery. So obviously the battery itself is not connected. So let's just remove that. We will connect the battery. Be a pretty rubbish UPS without a battery, wouldn't it? Although some people do that. Anyone thinking about getting one of these, quite often you can find a used UPS online quite cheaply that stopped working simply because the batteries are dead. New batteries, much cheaper. Anyway, so if we look along here, things to note. This here says battery backup surge protected. Okay, so when we zoom in that a little bit so you can actually see what's going on. Okay, so that is battery protected. The four below, however, now I'm hoping you're going to be able to read that, they just say surge protected. So those bottom four down there, they will not, I repeat, not be UPS'd. But these top ones, they will. Now on the left hand side we've got our buttons. We've got our main on switch, and we've also got our master, it says master enable, along with our two indicators, one for the battery and one for whether or not there is power. Spinning it around. On this side we've got nothing. This is one of those very exciting sides. On this side, first thing we got 1.8 meters worth of cable into a UK plug, because we're in the UK. We've then got an actual separate circuit breaker button just there. We've also got a data port and wall outlet and fax modem. Here we go. So data comes in. Sorry, PC comes in. I can almost tell what I'm talking about. Then that's where it goes into the wall, and that's where you can in theory get your fax modem, network, whatever coming out. So when I say data port there, I believe I'm referring to the actual software port. Now, on this side, as you can see, nothing of interest. Let's have a look at the back. Now, I've deliberately left one side not touched back because I've got a bit of paper on it, which we will look at in just a second. Okay, so things to note on here. You've got your jargon. No one really cares about jargon. It does have what appear to be mounting points. So you could theoretically wall mount this. Why you would want to, I do not know, but I'm sure somebody would. Inside of this bit here should be our battery. So let's just take a look at this. Okay. Plastic cover just slides off. I'm going to lay this down, and then I'm going to lift. Or maybe I'm not going to lay it down. Right, let's try laying it down the other way. Well, you can all watch me struggle. Here we go. Here we go then. And that is the magic. One little battery. What does it say on it? Anything of interest? Do not place under high temperature. Wasn't planning on it. Risk of fire. I'll try not to do that. Don't expose to a flame. Can't say I intended to. Constant voltage. That's kind of how batteries work. Don't disassemble. Wasn't planning on it. Don't charge under airtight conditions. Don't short circuit. And please recharge before use. Fair enough. Now in here, as I'm hoping you're all capable of seeing, there is a loose connector. That's a negative. Down here, as you can hopefully see, is the plus. Naughty negative cable, get out of the way. There we go. So as we can see, look, there's the cable. So I'm going to connect it. Dun dun dun. A little bit of a spark. And there we go. On, you know, because the little metal clip actually goes past the plastic, so the plastic is longer than it. I'm not expecting this battery to have much, if any, charge. Let's just slide the cover back on. You do it from the edge, it might even work. Go down. Okay. On the top, I've got a lovely masked tape receipt, which makes me think maybe this unit was actually a factory refurb. Alright then. Well, let's have a look and see. Quality assurance test. Well, that was kind of them, and that was done in 2014. But it has passed everything. So, that's a pretty good sign. Now, let's have a look and see what else we get in the box. We also got this lovely little bit of paperwork in here. Okay. first things first, we get one of these cables. Now this cable here, this is RJ11. And we are using red-green, in case anyone's interested in the official cabling of it. We get one CD. Now the CD says Power Jute. Go camera. It says personal edition because it is very personal to me. Some Torty APC contact information. I'm really not that interested in that. Product registration documentation. Well, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Equipment protection policy. Okay. APC safety information. Save this guide. Okay, so I'm just telling you, you need to save this guide. It's being held hostage by me. And here we have the 550-700 operation. Operation. Anybody used to play Operation when they were young? Did you play Operation when you were younger? Yeah, who cares? Anyway, it tells me how to plug it all in, because I've never plugged anything in before. And it specifically tells me that the data port is indeed number 5. And apparently, it used a supplied RJ45 USB cable. Do you guys know something I don't? Because I ain't seen no 45 cable. Well, anyway, let's have a go at installing the software and see if I can't find a cable. Okay, right then. Let's have a look at the software. Now, I've just installed it on my PC. Again, I told you before, it's called Power Jute. And let's see what it's like. And it did get me to register my product, so with a bit of luck, it'll work. Da, 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 da. Here we go. So, let's see what we can do. Monitor your system. View summary of historical power events. Well, that's not going to work. View battery backup status information. It is on. AC utility power. Remaining battery charge is 98%. So it came with a good charge. Good to know. Battery is currently charging. Okay. Last transfer of battery was caused by none recorded. Input voltage 244 volts. Go me. Da, 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 da. Okay. Configuration. Options. Enable power tune notification sounds. Fine. Always show icon on the taskbar. Fine. Enable software update notifications. Fine. Check for updates. There shouldn't be any. Your computer's running the most. Yeah. I went on their website and checked. 3.0.2 is the most up-to-date version, which has been out for years. Power supply quality information. Fine. Runtime. Preserve battery power. Shut down my computer when it has been on battery backup power for. Keep my computer running as long as possible. Which one do we go for? Shut down my computer when the time left on the battery backup is less than 5 minutes. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Well, just to be annoying, I'm going to change it to 6 minutes because a bit weird like that. Notification. Disable the battery backup alarm when the PC is in hibernation. Disable the battery backup alarm at all times. Enable the battery backup. Or between the hours of then and then. Well, let's tweak it. So, between 11 and 7. Apply. Sensitivity. The sensitivity setting controls under what circumstances your battery backup will go on battery due to electrical noise. Although the low setting is safe for most computer equipment, this may malfunction at that setting. Medium. Use this setting to find that if you find that your battery backup is going onto battery quite often. High. This setting is suitable for most equipment, providing maximum protection against electrical noise. Yes, we will have protection. Give me all of your protection. The AC utility voltage goes above. I've got no idea what it goes above. And it goes below. I've got no idea. It works though. So we'll leave that one alone. Energy management. Enable energy management. Selecting an energy saving plan can help to reduce your energy usage and save you money. Your equipment also produces carbon dioxide emissions which are harmful to the environment. So not only could you save the money, you could help save the environment too. Select the checkbox to enable it. Yeah, alright. Whoa, what have we got here? Default. Okay. Your plan sets the turn off after time of your control device when your PC enters a low power state, e.g. sleep, and turn on after time. Okay. Set power threshold. When the power consumption of your master outlet drops below this wattage, the controlled outlets will switch off. Okay, so now that's quite a clever one. What you can do is you've got as they described, master outlet, which is the first of the sockets on at the actual unit. And the idea is that if you really want to, you could tell it to turn everything else off when that one turns off. I know you might be thinking, well, why do you want to do that? Well, if you think about it, if you've got your whole PC set up in here, do you want your screen, speakers, and other stuff switched on when you're just not using your PC? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Now, obviously, you could just go and turn it off at the mains, but the idea behind this is that you don't turn it off at the mains, because then it would go to battery backup and you completely ruin the whole thing. So actually, I think that's quite a good idea. So yeah, we'll leave it like that, and we'll say when it drops below, we'll say 10 watts, because when you've got a PC and it's just drawing enough juice to light up the pretty LEDs on the motherboard, it doesn't really need much. Now then, I'm not too worried about any of the help time stuff. So if we go back up here, there is no event, that's fine, there's nothing happened in the last 4 weeks. Current status. Now, I haven't got anything plugged into this at the moment because I don't need to. What I'm going to do though is, as I have it plugged in, I'm going to unplug it and let's see what the software says then. Okay, so you might have heard the beeps. Beeps on the unit saying it's now running on battery power. If you look now, you can now see your UPS battery backup is no longer charging. It's now last transfer of the battery was caused by that, so it's now registered that it's running on the battery backup. It's discharging, and input voltage is 0 volts. Now it will be 0 volts because there's nothing connected to it. Now it says time until shutdown is 38 minutes. Now bear in mind that's 38 minutes from 98% with nothing connected. Okay. In theory, if I wanted to, I could put a bigger battery in it. And it's beeping again. Now it's going to keep on doing that whilst it's discharging. And I suspect if I'm really lucky it will do it pretty much every minute. Oh boy. But I could try and put a bigger battery in it, or a higher capacity battery rather, and that might give me a bit more time. That's pretty cool. So, looking at all of this, what's my thoughts, what's my opinions on it? Now, I think this is a great little unit if you've got a home server. If you've got a PC that you leave on 24 hours a day, I think this is brilliant. Because you can just plug it into there and not have to worry about it crashing. That being said, that noise will drive you mad. In the software you can change the hours, obviously being that we are, with inside its beeping hours, it will continue to beep. But that noise would drive you mad. That being said, if there was a power cut during the day when you weren't necessarily using any power, you'd be pretty grateful to know what had happened. So I quite like it. Now I'm going to plug it back in and let's see what little messages pop up now. Okay, so unit clicked, AC utility power restored to your battery and backup. There we go, look. So that's pretty nice. So I can now see that it's charging. It dropped down to 88%, so I lost 10% of my battery, which is a fair chunk to lose. I mean, considering that was only a couple of minutes. But I'm back on charging. I've got my input voltage back. And I continued on. There was nothing to worry about. Obviously, that would have gone down a lot faster if it had had a PC running off of it. And long term, I will probably test it with a PC running off of it. But for initial impressions, I'm quite chuffed with that. Like I say, for a little unit, they vary to about 80 quid, dependent on how new you get. But I think for something that will, when there's a power cut, stop me from potentially bricking up one of my hard drives, well worth it. And everyone needs an extension lead. So, hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you again. If you've got any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below in the comments. Goodbye.